Hey, it's Steve Barcelo again, back in the museum. I'm doing a follow-up on some of the UFO stuff coming up. Last video I did was talking about the UFO orb, whatever you want to call it, that was seen over LAX when President Biden's Air Force One jet was actually on the tarmac. Now, the photos I used at that time was the only thing I had available, were basically fighter jets being fueled by a KC-10 tanker, and you can see this thing shoot back and forth, moving erratically. I finally got some video. I'm going to place that in here so we can look at that. You guys can make your decisions. I'll have it run over and over again. And it just fits in with all the other craziness that we've been seeing now for the last 6 months. I apologize, that's a heater kicking on and off. I'm not really sure if I can say exactly what this is. It's definitely weird. It seemed to be a lot of concern as far as the police helicopter checking it out. Now, of course, the official word coming out is it's a balloon. Just, at this point, every time you hear balloon, swamp gas, I mean, even if it is a balloon now, it's just to the point where you don't want to hear that. I mean, they've been using that as an excuse, a weather balloon, for so long. But we're going to go through that. I want to show some of that stuff. We can talk about that more. You guys can put comments in, whatever you've seen. It's been quite controversial as far as people coming forward. A lot of people claiming that it's that have been in the Air Force. Oh, it's junk. You actually can even see some of the comments on the last video. Junk that fell off the fueling jet, which makes no sense. You've got, $30 million jets and crap's falling off the tanker that could hit something or kill someone on the ground. Whatever. But there's a lot of craziness out there. But it's a subject that everyone has to have their 2 cents in. It's interesting. Another thing now that's come up is the Senator Schumer's bill to push for UFO transparency has been pretty much gutted. They've passed some basic stuff. Biden seems to have passed whatever's left of it. But there's a lot cut out there. And you're going to see a lot of senators on both sides. This is one of those things that's finally bipartisan. You got both sides of the aisle actually agreeing on this. People are tired of the secrecy in government, taxpayer money unaccounted for, just blank checks written, trillions of dollars we don't know where it's gone. Now, I know there's black projects. We all understand that. Nobody's looking for us to give the terrorists to Russia or China our secrets. But is there extraterrestrial life? Do we have gray aliens, alive or dead or both? Do we have spacecraft? Was Roswell real? I mean, we should know some of this stuff. You don't have to tell us the technology 100%, like, oh, that's where fiber optics came from, or we've got this weaponry we're going to come up with. But if there's a power source that could save us, burning fossil fuels or something, it's a whole nother crazy long story. But it's just the kind of stuff that we keep on going down. It's the same path. And I've been watching more and more podcasters. I've been watching News Nation's done a really good job on this. Well, that's a whole nother thing, too. Now, I used to work for the New York Daily News. Where the hell are the big media outlets? Why aren't they talking about this? If nothing else, even if you don't believe in UFOs, if you don't want to pander to that crowd, which they obviously do because they'll go after every other silly celebrity bullshit out there. So it's not like they have any, moral high road any of these folks are taking. I mean, the president's jet's on the ground and something weird is hovering around while fighter jets are being refueled. That's concerning. Even if it's a freaking balloon, that's concerning. How did a balloon get into this airspace? How did not, why weren't people looking for this? I mean, the Chinese balloon was a big deal. Also, this one's like, just a balloon. It makes no sense. A balloon that moves back and forth and comes into the frame and not like something just blowing past, It's just crazy. The whole thing just doesn't make sense. And the whole idea of transparency, if you have nothing to hide, don't hide it. Your biggest argument can be, we're going to waste some taxpayers' money to actually have hearings and put this stuff out. If that's your biggest gripe, that's all you guys do. Just piss away our money arguing over the stupidest of things. Picking on each other, accusing each other of things, just nonstop. Our money. But God forbid we ask where it's spent. You have no right to know. Anyway, going to go down. I'm trying not to go down these paths of going into too much politics here. I'm trying to stay more on the ufology end and my world in the museum. These other items now that they've got here that they've been talking about that's come back up. The transmedium objects. These things now that can come down from outer space, I mean in seconds, drop into our atmosphere, hover, move around, make right turns at high rates of speed that would kill anyone, any human, or none of our equipment can handle it, and then enter the ocean, move in the water at high rates of speed, come back out, and then back into outer space. Now, multiple sightings of these things. Multiple, and we don't even know what they've seen because we're only getting that little bit of the fuzzy videos that are coming out. I'm going to try to put some of this stuff in here. Little by little, I'm trying to collect more and more of this stuff. Now, we've all seen the old fuzzy photos of the UFOs that kind of look like top hats and things. But who knows? Those things could have been real, the things that we were seeing in Look magazine back in the 60s and late 70s. All the Roswell stuff. Remember Bob Lazar came out with all these things. Well, it turns out stuff Bob Lazar was talking about are now being proven true. I mean, it's fact. Now we got David Grush coming out and a whole bunch of other whistleblowers that we don't even know their names that are talking to Congress and all these special investigators. And it's just frustrating. It really is. I mean, but we're so close. I mean, I think if we all write to our congressmen and keep on doing videos and talking about it, keeping this subject out there like I would do when I was a journalist. I worked serial killing stories and stuff, and it was important to work with the families and to keep that fresh. Don't let the police or anyone else forget about this. These are young women missing, blah, blah, blah. I mean, just keep it. We have to do it with this too. This is another important subject. There's something out there that has free ability to come and go in our atmosphere, and we have no way of handling or dealing with this. I mean, that's a threat to us. I mean, if we're lucky at best, they're coming here to go like, well, let's keep an eye on these morons. They're dangerous. They're going to hurt themselves and maybe blow up their own planet. Maybe they're here to look for resources. Maybe they're not friendly. I mean, we don't know because we're not being told the whole story. And that's one of the arguments that people have had now, saying that we can't handle the truth. That basically maybe it's really bad news and there's something going on. Well, whatever. Let us know. It's our lives too. I mean, I think a lot of it's just bullshit. I think the main thing here is primarily the war machines. These large corporations making huge money. Just keeping the same old going. This is why our elected officials really have no power. They're looked at as temporary employees. We're hearing now some of the presidents weren't even read into this stuff, and some that were told like, well, if you ever run for office again, and things can happen. Now, Grush is even talking about. Now we've heard stories before about people who were pushed out of buildings, and I'm going back to the '60s and stuff, mysterious deaths, and now Grush is coming out and saying that he's heard about these sort of things, and this stuff's going forward. So, I mean, the old tradecraft they talk about. The secrecy. Now, the CIA is not supposed to be messing with anyone in this country. That's all for things outside the country we're supposed to be dealt with obviously our police forces, FBI. Well, it turns out the Central Intelligence Agency, the military, DOE, and apparently the Department of Energy is involved too. And this is just nuts. I mean, it just never seems to end. Every time you turn another corner, it's just more and more stuff coming out. So I'm just trying to cover a few of these things that came out. The main thing I wanted to do was clarify some of the stuff on the orb thing seen over LAX, the Air Force One on the ground. Them saying it's a balloon. At least I will play the video. It's the video. These two brothers were there. Apparently they have a YouTube channel, and they basically can hear the heater come back on. They run a YouTube channel. They talk about planes and jets as they fly in and fly out. It's just their thing. A lot of people are just into that. 52, that's this, whatever. I don't know my jets. 747, whatever. And but these people are just into it, and they film it and watch the stuff. And this was a great day because they were there. And here's Air Force One on the ground. There's security, fighter jets flying around, tankers. I mean, the whole bit. So they were having a great time, and that's how it was a fluke that they caught this thing. This thing was flying around up there. But it's crazy. It's just a crazy thing. I don't know if you guys saw any of the original hearings that came out. They were frustrating to watch. These guys who were on there, and I don't remember their names. I should have looked back. It was the ones before Grush got out there. And the people they had there from these departments that are supposed to be looking into this just played dumb. Well, I'm not really familiar with Area 51 and this, that. You're like, what the hell? You know, how can you not? Well, you live under a rock? I mean, you can say you don't believe, you know, I'm not, you know, I lean to this side. I only deal in things that can be 100% proven to be in fact, whatever. But to say you've never heard of these things, it's just the same old stuff, you know. Swamp gas, balloons, dummies dropped from space, you know. People imagining mass hysteria. It's just, it's just, you know, they just treat everyone like morons. And that's the frustrating part. In the meantime, everyone's just, you know, these companies are lining their pockets, and they're getting paid to research these things, although they're claiming there is no research going on. But, you know, but no one's talking about the reverse engineering part, which makes sense. I mean, if you have something, even if we get a Russian jet, we reverse engineer it. I know we're trying to get a hold of some of those new Chinese jets that they've come out with. Apparently, they're very impressed with the abilities they have. So, I mean, it's all, once again, spycraft and all the stuff going through there. But once you get any parts, even if you can't get the whole jet, you get, you know, if God forbid you can get the blueprints for the engine, you want to reverse engineer, find out what's going on, see what they have that we don't have, or see if they just literally ripped us off. It's exactly our components is packaged slightly different, which is pretty common. But it's just the same old, same old. But the whole thing now with Congress now being, I mean, for once now, you know, it hasn't happened in so many years to have both aisles working together and to have this thing shut down by powers that be that aren't even elected officials is just very, very frustrating. So let me show you some of the videos in here, some of this data that I've got collected now. I'm trying to put together some more files, and I'm just going to keep doing follow-ups on this. I have some other videos coming out too. I'm trying to get as much stuff done. By the way, I have another rescue dog in the museum, nonstop. She's a good old girl, old hound here. She's in the other room. I'll show you some pictures of her. And she's looking for a home. I got to find a home for this one too. We've had 2 dogs and 2 hounds. One was a puppy, pretty much, and a kitten. So far, we've found homes for all of them. Hopefully, this one I'm going to get her. She's only been here like 24 hours now, and she's doing good. She's a good thing. Apparently, loves pizza crust. So, but I'm fattening her up. I'm making sure she's getting, you know, we get deworm her, get it to the vet, get it all checked out and stuff. But we are looking for a home for her. I'll just get her all cleaned up first, and I'll try to get her a bath since, you know, it's fairly warm before cold weather swings back in. But anyway, watch this stuff. Let me know what you guys think. We want to go out and travel and do more. I guess I'll be taking this puppy with me when I'm back on the road now. I've done that with the other 2. The cat never went on the road, but the 2 other dogs actually traveled with me. And I think this one will be no problem at all. But just put your comments below. Please share these things. Go back, see the other video I did. Hopefully I can update and answer some of the questions I couldn't answer right away because the story just came out when I did the other video. It was like 3 hours new. The Daily Mail is where I saw it break. So, and it's kind of, you know, I'm thrilled the Daily Mail, News Nation, place like that are doing this stuff. But yeah, and the New York Times, they came out with the original stuff. But where's Fox News? Where's MSN? Where's CNN? Where's the you know, New York Daily News I worked for so many years? You know, I got them to do stories on paranormal. We did a Bigfoot piece up in Whitehall, New York. Where are those folks? I mean, that were adventurous and willing to reach out and kind of, you know, do something unique and different. And they were amazed the amount of people that were interested in it and the hits we got on our webpage, and especially the videos. And the comments alone, oh my God, they just couldn't believe that. So people want to hear this stuff. So if you look at it as nothing more than entertainment, use it as entertainment. Get the word out there. But we need to keep these everyone's feet to the fire. We need to keep this subject out there. We need to find out what's going on. And I'm going to keep on doing these little videos and keep on going out and doing. I've got a couple of people I'm trying to work out some interviews with, and I'll let you know as soon as these things materialize. It's just been kind of crazy with what's going on in the museum right now. We've got a lot of stuff going on here. Been a crazy year. Thanks for watching. Everyone be good to each other. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll be talking to you soon.